From ThousandIslandsDiscGolf.com, we bring you a FLYBOY Canada first-class, full-flight conversation. You'll be listening in to Anastasios, Brian, and Greg as we explore the unique world of disc golf. We'll be talking about living the disc golf life in Brockville, from the joys of being on the courses in our backyard to digging deeper into the varied community that surrounds them. Join us as we unbag all that's waiting for you to experience.
Disc golf, yeah. Disc golf, yeah.
All right, the man from Punta Cana is back.
Right. As they say there, Punta Canada.
Is that right?
Yeah. Once they find out you're Canadian, that's where they go. Punta Canada. And then they try and sell you something.
Did you buy?
I didn't. I kept it on the down low. No souvenirs. I didn't even hit the duty-free shop.
Oh, that's
I know
just
it's
wrong.
sad. I know
That's
it's sad.
wrong.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. I like rum. I like rum a lot, and I'll drink it when I'm there. But the Dominican rum, nothing against it. Just wasn't bring home worthy.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to the good stuff
Yeah,
here.
it was
Healey Orr's 30th anniversary trip to Punta Cana.
Yes. It was glorious. There was 36 of us. Mm-hmm. And a great crew, like people that I've seen at shows but never really got to spend time with. So it was just a really intimate kind of thing. We ended up playing 2 private shows for them, and then we did one pool party for like the big kind of pool that's in the middle of the resort.
So you
for
played
everybody.
3 shows total?
3 shows, yeah. 3 shows in 7 days.
That's pretty cool. And you had 32 roadies? 33 roadies.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, no one was really roadieing though. They're busy drinking.
So tell us about it. How did this work out? Like, give us a basic rundown of the whole 7-day trip.
Okay,
real quick.
Yeah, so I mean, we flew it on the Saturday. We had a bus from Brockville that took us right to the airport. So we hopped on that, and we got there Saturday afternoon. At a decent hour, like 1:30. Yeah, the resort was beautiful. It was the adults only section, which don't get me wrong, I like kids, but I don't like kids that much. Yeah, so it was great. So we got there on the Saturday, and then the first show was Monday, St. Paddy's Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was it was a really cool venue, outdoor with a nice big like tiki kind of, those palm tree roof kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we went on at 8:00 for our people, and it was that's probably the most fun I've had playing a show in a long time, because everyone was on the same page, that island vibe. And as soon as we played the first note, it was just, if you weren't smiling, something was wrong with you. It was great.
And how big was the crowd?
So I mean, it was private. So it was that 30, 36 people. It was just a private show for those that decided to make the trip, which was great.
So did it feel like you're like on a back porch or something like that?
Back porch with a view to the ocean.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, with the waves crashing. Yeah, it was very. It was just. I can't find the word, but it was just a glorious thing to do. And that's my favorite kind of trips that I've ever had. There's that music anchor, so everyone was there to, to see the show. And that first night was just the start of a great week.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And were there a lot of people like walking along the beach and stuff, trying
There
to
was.
check things out?
Yeah,
can we get in there? Can we?
Absolutely. Like people thought it was, there was that they could have access, and there was a section to, like, if I was looking out at the people, there was a section to the right of me where there was a few tables, and some people came and sat as well. No one had an issue with it. The people that were there, so it was it expanded a little bit, but not out of control.
Right.
It was still, people came a long way to see us play, and that was what was promised. So that's what we wanted to deliver.
That's great.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Oh my gosh, it was. Everyone was just in such good spirits. It was so good.
So and like a lot of your friends went, right? Like Brian and I weren't there.
You guys couldn't make it. Hopefully next year, start saving now. But to be honest, these are people that I knew a few of them, but it was people that I've seen at shows but really didn't get to spend any time with. And so that was a really cool aspect as well. I made some more friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So really quickly, let's talk about the technicality of it.
Yeah.
You obviously didn't bring your drums down there.
I didn't. I just brought my stick bag. Yeah. I've crossed enough borders to not.
Well, that's not just crossing a border.
Well, no.
That's actually flying to the.
Yeah, there's that, but I mean, it's like as soon as you have like any musical gear in your bag, and some customs agent will have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's smuggling drugs. Oh, crazy musician. So I logistically, there was a company there that provided our backline, so there was drums there for me. We did bring some gear, like obviously Randy brought his bass, Doug brought his guitar, but we have this portable mixer that we brought so we could use our in-ears.
Right.
So we have that comfort level, plugged that into the speakers that were provided for us, and had a pretty good sounding show.
Awesome. And now you said that the woman who organized this has done multiple.
She has. That's Anita Milne. She works for Gravitate is the company's name. So she's worked with. Oh my gosh, I always forget their name. They're like a big band. Anyway, she's worked with some bands, bringing them over. So she knew what she was doing. She really just took over, made sure that everything. Because there's a language barrier and stuff, so she just handled it like a champ and made sure that everyone was happy. It was great.
Amazing. And how did the employees of the resort?
They loved it.
Did they?
Oh yeah. Oh, rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
The universal language.
The universal language, exactly.
Yeah. No, it was. We were treated so well, and I think everyone that was there was, talking about the service that we got.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Your first show was, what day was that?
So it was St. Patty's Day.
On Monday, St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
So you had a whole full day of drinking on the Sunday.
Well, I had to keep.
Not drinking, I mean enjoying.
Okay. Thanks for the correction, Greg.
Come on, this is a family show.
Yeah, I mean, because that show was coming, the Sunday was, like you said, it was a full day, but got to keep it between the rhubarb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You treated it with respect. You knew what was going on. It wasn't just a party time.
Yeah, people came to.
All right.
People came for something.
When was the next show?
So the next show was on Wednesday, same venue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, that energy we had for that first show, and people were excited. It was, to be honest, it was a little bit less. I think a few people were hungover.
Well, this is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So we came out of the gates roaring, and then
A little bit more sun going on.
A little bit more
there.
sun.
It's kind of like job done.
Yeah.
Job done.
Job done. The Funky Monkeys and the Mai Tais hit the people.
Right.
Yeah. So but it was, another great evening.
And the weather was on both shows so far?
29 and sunny. 29 sunny.
And you're
every
playing
day.
through the night, so are you seeing the sun go down? No, it's going.
It was kind of like further down the beach. It wasn't that that sunrise sunset over the water kind of vibe, but I mean, sun going down anywhere like that is still beautiful, right? Yeah, but it was those nights, right? Those Caribbean nights. They're so amazing. Still 25 degrees, but it's just there's that ocean breeze coming through. I believe this is the start of an annual thing. Just there's a lot of happy people.
Same time you played?
Same time. Yeah.
And then what did you do after you finished playing?
Then you have some rum. You hop on one of those golf carts and you head to there's so many cool outdoor bars, or even the hotel lobby was a good hang too.
Yeah. They usually are.
Yeah, I've kind of never really, to be honest, never done that on a resort before, but yeah, we had a great time. There was always a little bit of entertainment in the lobby as well. So there was a saxophone guy one night and a piano guy one night, and yeah, it was just fun, man.
Piano guy, was it Billy?
It was not Billy. Billy Joel, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't make it. He was busy at Madison Square Gardens.
There you go.
Okay. Well, you said that this person had all the big names down there, so I thought maybe she had Billy Joel.
Yeah, no, not quite that big.
That's ridiculous.
You know what? It'd be cool if Billy Joel opened for you.
Yeah. It'd be something. That'd say a lot about Billy Joel's career.
So then you got the gloves off after Wednesday night.
We had to play the next night. We had to do a 1 hour show, and that was the public show on this round, covered island-looking thing on the pool.
Nice.
Yeah, it
On
was
the
great.
pool?
Yeah, their little mini stage.
You two in the round.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, there was like hundreds of people there for that one. Made a whole bunch of friends there as well.
So
People really dug it.
Right on. Why don't we call somebody and see how they enjoyed the experience? This is one of your guests. His name is Chris.
Good idea.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, this is Chris.
Chris, you're listening to Anastasios, Brian, and Greg. We have the First Class Full Flight podcast for disc golf here in Brockville. And we're wondering if we could talk to you about your recent experience.
Absolutely.
So you went down to Punta Cana for the Healey Orr 30th anniversary.
Woo!
Yeah. Join the group for the woo-woo.
And did you behave?
For the most part, but what happens in Punta Cana stays in Punta Cana.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was it, Chris? Tell us all about it.
We had a great time. Yeah, it was, I look back on my trip and there wasn't a single setback. It was, the weather was beautiful. The company was great. I was actually a solo traveler, and I ended up meeting many wonderful people within the group. There was a group of 36, and really only people I knew were the 3 members of the band and their significant others, and they made me feel welcome. And then throughout the week, you just meet so many new people that know that you're with the band and ask you questions, and you chat it up in the pool, and people just gravitate towards the Canadians, and even the Americans. They were all just so happy to get to know you, and the resort was fantastic. You read these reviews, and everybody seems to want to pick apart certain things, but I can't find a single thing to pick apart. So a wonderful trip and then of course the Healey Orr shows. They were the highlight of the whole thing. They played 2 private shows for us, and they were both wonderful. They were awesome. And then they got invited to play a third show by the pool, and that was the most fun one. That's where we were just listening to them for an hour and a half, just rock it up in a pool, and everyone was just loving their style.
Nice, man. Hey, what do you think? How many people do you think were at the pool show? I have a hard time gauging that from where I was. So if you had to say, what would you say?
Yeah, that is a tough question, because there was so many people by the bar area. I'd say there was like a good 20, 30 people by the bar. There was probably a good 75 to 100 people in the water. Yep. And then there was all the people in the chairs. So there was at least a few hundred people around there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. How much fun was that? The bar was right there, and I had to play the show, and I couldn't make it over there.
We heard a rumor that Billy Joel opened for them. Is that true?
It was supposed to happen. I don't know why Billy didn't make it. But,
the whole language barrier thing was tough, eh?
It was mildly tough, yeah, and maybe that was the problem with Billy.
That's what it was, I think. Yeah. Otherwise, he would have been there.
So, Chris, it sounds like you had a really good time. You what kind of a report card do you give for this experience? Do it again?
Oh, absolutely. I was talking with Dougie Healey, one of the singers, and he said he wants to ramp it up a little bit next year. He said his goal would be to get about 70 people. I'm not sure if you would want to go back to the exact same resort or just somewhere else, but I know that they had glowing remarks and grades for the resort we were at. So he'd like to step it up next year and do it again, and I would definitely be a part of things if I could find the time to do that, which I've got.
Nice.
Well, it's pretty cool that you got sort of invited, I guess, to go down. Brian and I got a 2-day notice. We didn't get to go.
Oh, no? Well, what? Could you not pull it off in 2 days?
No. It had this thing. I still have to work, and so does Brian.
So what you're trying to say, there's no excuses for next year.
That's right. They're always invited, and it's going to happen next year.
And the other thing that I failed to mention right now is that we had a lady named Anita. I'm not sure who her company is, but
Gravitate.
But we were with, what's that? Sorry?
They're called Gravitate.
Okay, yeah. And she was wonderful. It was nice just to have her alongside in the event that there were any things that kind of would have come up. And there was a few little things that came up that she was needed for. But it was nice to travel in that group and have the reassurance that she was there to help us if need be.
Well, that's amazing, Chris. Thanks so much for taking the time to tell us about your experience down in Punta Cana with Healey Orr. Before we let you go, what's your favorite pizza in Brockville?
I don't know if this is a trick question or not, but I'm a fan of George and Thousand Islands Pizzeria.
Thanks so much, Chris. All the best, man.
All right, cheers.
Thanks,
you.
man.
Bye.
See ya.
Right on, Tassos. You just found out from an actual guest of your experience. It was fantastic. It sounds like you had a great time.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, come back, and talk about lost discs.
Disc golf, yeah.
So the PDGA official rules of disc golf, we're going to read them off to you. So 805.03 lost disc. A disc is declared lost if the player cannot locate it within 3 minutes after having arrived at the area where it is thought to be. Any player in the group or any official may begin the timing of the 3 minutes and must inform the group that the timing has begun.
B, all players in the group must assist in searching for the disc. Failure to do so is a courtesy violation.
C, once a disc has been declared lost, the status does not change if subsequently found. A player is allowed to use their disc if found.
D, a player whose disc has been declared lost receives 1 penalty throw. The next throw is made from the previous lie. If a drop zone has been designated for lost discs on the hole, the player may throw from the drop zone instead of from the previous lie. Here I'm just going to point out that most players will take the lie from where it kind of goes out of bounds, where they see it goes out of bounds. Right. But this D says that they go back to their previous lie.
E, if it is discovered prior to the completion of the tournament that a player's disc that had been declared lost had been removed or taken prior to it being declared lost, then 2 throws are subtracted from the player's score for that hole.
That's the one that confused me at first until I sort of worked it out. And what I'm led to understand is if you tee off, for example, and the disc gets thrown out into the woods and you're not sure if it's lost or not,
Right.
but between the time you get from the tee pad to when you start looking, if somebody else on the course finds that disc and picks it up and walks away with it for whatever reason,
Okay.
and then you go and look for the discs, and you and everybody in the group look for the disc, but they can't find it, and then it is declared a lost disc. But then at the end of the round, somebody says, "Oh, well, I found this disc."
Wow.
They go, "Okay, well, you took it before it was declared lost." So then 2 throws are subtracted, so the person doesn't get penalized for
Okay.
it. He's saying that if somebody grabs that disc before you even get to start looking for it,
Right.
then you can't be penalized for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But of course, obviously, if the disc is found after it's been declared lost, that's just somebody finding a disc that you didn't get to find. Hopefully that's clear.
Yeah. Wow. F, if a drop zone has been provided for lost discs, the director may allow players to proceed directly to the drop zone at the cost of 2 penalty throws.
And then G, section 805.03 does not apply if a disc is considered to be out of bounds. So those are the rules as far as the PGA sees them. They're very clear. The biggest ones are that you have to throw from your previous lie.
Right.
So, and not just from where you consider it to be out of bounds. That being said, why are we talking about lost discs? And why are we reading these rules? Well, somebody lost a disc.
That would be me. I lost an almost brand new disc. I wasn't even playing. I was doing some practice. I had 10 discs out and I threw 10. Then I threw 10 again and I only found 9. And I lost a brand new Valkyrie glow-in-the-dark disc. I looked for it. I spent way more than 3 minutes because I didn't actually remember where it went because I threw 10. And then, this is really silly, but I went back after it got dark about 9 o'clock with a flashlight. And I walked up and down the tree line where I thought it would be, shining my flashlight in thinking, oh, it'll just pick up that flashlight and it'll glow and I'll just get my disc back. Right. It's still somewhere near the tee off on hole 1 at FLYBOY Canada 1.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's no more than 6 feet into the trees, but it's wedged or under something or whatever, and I can't find it. Fortunately, I wasn't playing around, so I didn't have to follow any of these rules.
Hey, did you have your name and number on it?
I do have my name and number on it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Anastasios, how many times have you lost a disc?
Probably 3 or 4, and thankfully, I think a couple have come back. The name and numbers are on there, so yeah, it does happen.
My first question here is, what is the value of an ace to you as a player when you get an ace?
Yeah.
What do you think that value of that experience is worth to you?
Ooh. It's not that big of a thing, value-wise. I mean, it's a nice moment, but I don't. It's not a indication of how good of a disc golfer I am.
No, absolutely not. But The question is...
Am I not answering your question?
No, I'm not asking the question properly.
Okay.
Let me put it to you another way.
Please.
Is the value of that ace worth the $20 or $25 you paid for it?
That's interesting. I mean, I've only ever had 2 aces in the same round, but it was on the wall of baskets, and there was 12 baskets. So, I mean,
we're gonna
ignore that.
That's not a count.
That's not a thing, I guess.
So
Okay.
basically, where I'm leading this to, and where I'm trying to get to, is that when you have an experience like gaining an ace,
Yeah.
I automatically tell people that disc goes on the wall.
Really?
You don't throw that disc ever again, because
No.
No.
It can do it again.
Okay,
it's
why?
not
No,
lightning.
but this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. You think you can do it again? I'm saying a value to an ace, and I mean a good ace. I mean a real ace, not a
Not a fluky?
no. I mean not a pitch and putt hole or whatever. I mean hole 5 on FLYBOY Canada 1. Maybe you wouldn't call that a crazy ace, but if you got an ace on hole 16 off the hill, if you got that ace, that disc should be on the wall, and you don't throw it again.
Right.
So the value of that disc. Now, Greg's shaking his head.
No, I'm still throwing that disc.
That's okay.
No value in that.
That's perfectly fine. That is your thinking.
Your thinking?
My thinking, or my rule of thumb, is to never play a round of disc golf with a disc that you're afraid of losing.
Right.
That just sums up my kind of thinking on it. Now, you guys have every right to disagree with me, as Greg has done.
I do agree with you, but I have the fear of losing it for a different reason, because it's the only disc I know how to throw.
That's a completely different story.
That's right.
To me, the anomaly, an ace, is so unique that that's a memory I want to keep.
Nice.
I don't know when it's going to be again. That goes on the wall. Let's get into the casual round play.
Okay.
Playing around with some guys, or a semi-league thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody throws a disc and it goes lost. What are the factors of the length of time that the PDGA says, okay, even in the rules, everybody looks for the disc.
Yeah.
And they say 3 minutes. Where are we at with you guys?
Yeah, those casual rounds, like I've been out there where, you know, like someone's lost that disc, you know, and if no one's behind you, you're not holding up any play or anything like that. I've been in a couple instances where we've spent some time looking for a disc. Everyone, all hands on deck, looking for a disc. You know, it's really to me, it's whoever's disc that is. You know, if I chuck it and I lost it, you got to call it. Like, you kind of go until that guy calls it. That's how we've kind of been doing it. Or I do it, and it gets to the point where, you know, if it's getting dark and all that kind of stuff, there's some factors there, but you know, you don't want to be holding up people too long. You might have to accept that. You might not find it till next time. You might have to take your flashlight out and maybe find it.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
But even 5 minutes looking with, say, 3 people or 4 people, that's a long time to be looking. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a long time to be poking around in there. And I mean, you don't want to hold everyone up. And most of the time, I mean, I've lost 4 or 5 discs over the years. They've all been returned. I mean, I lost 1 disc that didn't get returned that somebody found. But other than that, they've all come back to me.
Yeah. Right. But you stated in an earlier podcast that one of your big pet peeves was a flow of play. So if I'm just asking, you are playing a round of golf, you're playing the best round of golf you've played in weeks, months, maybe, you know, you're doing great, and somebody loses a disc, and that just grinds everything to this. Oh, your momentum is gone. No, I'm just asking questions here. I mean, nobody wants to let somebody lose a disc. Right. That's not. We all want to help. But what is the number? Anastasios, you say somebody should.
You got to call it.
The individual has to call it, right?
Yeah.
But what if that individual is a person who's like totally into video games, and it's like everything's problem solving, like this is impossible, and their brain is like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's like, this isn't possible. How could I have lost this disc? And they just can't let it go.
Right.
Do you stop your? I don't know if I explained that properly.
Yeah, no. It's different for everybody, right? What that value is to the disc, how much time they're willing to put into it.
Right, but they are, as you say, they have to decide to let the group go, release them from their valiant effort.
Yes.
And
thanks, guys, but
I'll come back and find it later, right?
Yeah.
So there's also the player with the intention of the shot. Like if there's one guy who like just bombs everything off the tee pad and doesn't really have control of everything, and he ends up losing discs every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just don't golf with that guy. Yeah, no, it's a tough one. I like to think that no one's ever gone like over. No, there's never really been a really long duration of looking for a disc. Usually someone goes like, okay, that's long enough, and let's move on. Hopefully not disrupting any flow. But yeah, that's a tough one, man.
I'd say I've never been in a group that's been more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems longer, but I'm sure in most cases it's not.
I mean, you're covering an area usually that's no more than, usually like 60, 70 feet long. You're looking 10, 20 feet deep. Yeah, it seems like a long time, but I'll bet you it's no more than 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
And I've never had a problem with someone saying, look, let's come back later and look for it.
Yeah.
And most of the time I leave it and just let someone else find it.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yes, yeah.
To each group
long discussion for that.
Well, but it's, like there is, again, as we said, there could be people behind you or, affecting somebody's perfect game or their momentum or their vibe. It's a tough call. So hopefully you have your name and number on that disc. Let's turn things around now and say you're out playing a round of disc golf and you find a disc. Mm-hmm. And it has a name and number on it. What do you do?
Well, of course I always take a picture of that disc and then text said person and said, I found this today, and usually I found one yesterday in the creek, and I texted the guy, and I have the disc right now, but we're making arrangements, so I'll drop it off.
Was it a Valkyrie?
Sorry, but it wasn't.
Because I lost that on hole
right away.
one. I'm not sure it went to the creek, but...
Yeah, it was anyways, it was a Discraft Thrasher. But yeah, no, I've found many discs, and that's what I'll do. I'll take the photo, I found this today, and give the disc back. Good karma. Then you're going to get some discs back.
Absolutely.
It's courtesy. It's just common courtesy.
I like to text right away when I find it in case they're still on the course.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice.
You never know.
It's a lot easier to get it back to them if they're still there somewhere.
Or discuss a hiding place where you're going to put it, or anything else. That's absolutely right. It's just as soon as you find it, that's great. But the big key thing here, to anybody who doesn't really know, people grow attached to their disc. They break it in. They have memories and a connection to that disc.
Right.
I do think, this is a sidebar, I think that there has been a decline in that sort of etiquette over the last few years. We're hearing about more and more people who have name and numbers on their disc who aren't getting them back. So I don't know if that's just a generational sort of gap. And I don't mean age. I mean just like newbies versus older players.
I found a disc.
I found a disc. Yeah, and just scratch his name off, whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully people will understand that people do want their disc back. Now, what happens when you find a disc with no name or number on it?
You do your best to post it, put it on the website. I haven't found any without names, but yeah, I would post it, probably contact the person that's responsible for the course and say we have it.
I love it when people find an unmarked disc and they try to post something on Facebook. I prefer that they do it in a certain way that doesn't tell people exactly what the disc is and exactly where it's found. Right. Generally, when you get those posts going, I found this Thunderbird on hole 7. Right. It's blue. This is it. It's got no name or number. That's kind of a. That
might be mine.
Yeah, exactly. That might be yours. Generally, I say try to maybe do something different. I found this Thunderbird. Right. Tell me what hole you lost on, or you think you lost on, and it's yours. And or flip it around and say, I found this blue disc on hole 3, and tell me what kind of disc it is, because you can't see the front of it, or something like that.
Sure.
That will just sort of make it a little bit more difficult.
You have to have some sort of description to get the disc back.
Right.
Yeah. Like a wallet or something.
Right.
I've found one without a number on it, and I just ended up leaving it in the basket, to be honest.
But that's also very. I mean, it plays to a certain way that the person might not have just they're still playing the round. They don't know that, as Greg had said earlier, they don't know that they lost it, and then they go running through the course to try and find it again.
Yeah.
So that's great. There's a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
At $1,000 disc golf, you can bring. We've got tons of discs that are there. If
Right.
you've lost a disc and you think that we've got it, come check it out.
Yep.
Tell us what it is that you're looking for. But then, let's say you find a disc, and it's not day of play kind of thing, not just something that fell out of somebody's bag or anything else. But you're in looking for one of your discs, and it's got no name and number on it, and it looks like it's been under the leaves for 8 months,
Right.
9 months. Any difference there? Same play?
Same play. Number. Name. Number.
Yeah, well, I got one out of the electrical yard on FLYBOY Canada 1. I was there one day and Hydro was there, the electrical.
Yeah.
And they brought it out to me and I looked at it and I saw the number and I contacted the guy and he's like, yeah, I live in Kitchener. And I said, okay, I've put it in my box in my back driveway. He said he'd be down in a couple of weeks. I put it there.
Once again, you're talking about a disc that has a name and number on it.
Name and number. But 3 weeks later, he
I know.
didn't come. He told me,
We're
keep
talking
it.
about a disc that doesn't have a name and number on it. So
Yeah, keep posting.
what's that? Well, I think that there's a general.
There's a window there.
There's a window. I think that there's a real window. I'm not suggesting that you find a disc with no name and number and you go, yay, it's mine. I mean, you make a valiant attempt,
Yeah.
but at the same time, don't pass it off onto somebody else. Like, you can bring it to the store, but we've had people bring discs to the store that have no name or number on it, and then they come in and 6 months later and they say, there's no name and number. Did anybody claim it? I'm like, no, here's your disc.
Right.
I have no problem when people
Right.
come in and ask
Yeah,
if that
fair
disc.
enough.
If
when
you've tried and nobody's come out in even a month,
yeah.
you keep the disc, use it, maybe not put your name in it. And if somebody does end up coming for it, you can give it back. But it's not likely. After 30 days, if nobody's come looking for it, they've given up on it.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's realistic. I mean,
Unless it's my Valkyrie at FLYBOY Canada 1 on hole 1
once
near
again,
the tee.
You got
your
the name
name and
on
number.
there. You're okay, man.
you can't let this go. We're talking about a
I
completely
lost a
different person.
disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down to 39.
Oh, shoot.
Jeez. I don't know what to do about that. All right. I don't know what else we can talk about as far as
got
lost
lots.
discs, but,
Yeah.
mark up those discs. If you
Yeah,
don't-
put your name on there.
Yeah.
Right away. Maybe adding a Sharpie to your bag is always a good thing.
Hey, whenever somebody comes into the store and buys, and they're a new player and they buy a disc, I offer the Sharpie right then and
Yeah,
there.
good for you.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, hey, just put your name and number on it right away.
Yeah. If you're
And,
going out. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you find a disc with a name and number on it, please give it a call. Give it a shot. Somebody might text you back and say, hey, it's a gift. It's yours. Somebody might say, thank you. I've been dying for it. I missed it. It's my favorite. I can't believe I lost it. But, so good luck with that. And, try and keep looking for discs to a minimum if you can.
3 minutes.
FLYBOY
not
Canada
green.
1, hole 1. There's a glow disc.
I only got 3 minutes. When I'm out there, I'll give you 3 minutes, man.
Oh, man. I probably put 20 minutes into it already.
It'll come back. Don't worry.
Yeah, even if it doesn't.
I'm the same person I was talking about earlier, like that guy who sees it as a video game. It's like, it's got to be here somewhere.
Sure.
This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And when you've done it a few times and you realize that, you looked up and like for some reason it's stuck up on a leaf and you're like, oh right, okay, I didn't look through all the branches and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. I just walk away from it and then I go back and I spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes on my own and do it. And
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Try not to hold
You want to
back.
keep things moving.
Yeah.
Has anyone checked recently on number 18 of FLYBOY Canada 1 to see if that one is still up
The
in the
FX3,
tree
I think
at 50 feet?
Yeah,
Is it still up there?
I think so.
I didn't look. I was there earlier this week.
I didn't. I keep forgetting to look.
It's
Shit.
so weird to see it up there. Like
Yeah.
you just have to wonder.
It's way up there.
It's way up there in a really weird place. Like
30 feet?
It boggles your mind what
Right.
kind of throw it was.
Wow.
But
Kept it from going into the yards of the houses.
exactly.
Right. Wow.
All right, guys, we'll be right back with it from the floor.
Disc golf, yeah.
We go now to the floor of the Thousand Islands Disc Golf Store, where visitors from both local and from afar are quizzed on the spot with random questions.
All right, this is From the Floor at 1,000 Islands Disc Golf. Today we are talking to...
Corey Herault,
Where are you from?
Rockville, Ontario,
You've lived here your whole life?
since I was 19.
How many discs are currently in your bag?
At least 25.
How many total discs do you own?
At least 25.
How long have you been playing disc golf?
1 year.
What course do you find yourself playing the most in Brockville?
FLYBOY Canada 1.
What is your go-to mid-range disc?
M4.
What is your go-to distance driver?
The turn.
What is your biggest pet peeve regarding other players when playing around?
I'm just there for the fun. I don't have a pet peeve at all.
Aces aside, what brings you the most joy during a round?
A good throw. A nice, clean throw.
What is the number one rule when playing disc golf?
Quiet when you're throwing.
Who makes your favorite pizza in Brockville?
I'm going to say Gabriel's.
Who cuts your hair?
I do.
Once you have completely walked through the Brockville Railway Tunnel, will you have traveled a distance less or more than 1,700 feet?
More.
Of the 43 that can be played, what is your current favorite hole in Brockville?
Hole 16 at FLYBOY Canada 1.
What brings you into the store today?
Glow discs.
Where is New Wexford?
No idea.
What is your favorite Canadian band?
I don't think I have one.
How much do you currently pay to play a round of disc golf?
0.
What is your favorite disc to hyzer flip?
The Rolo.
What is the best single disc for new players?
F9.
Do you prefer to play alone or with a group?
With a group.
Do you play disc golf for social or competitive reasons?
Both.
What is your favorite time of day to play?
Afternoon.
What is your favorite season to play?
Summer.
How far would you travel to play disc golf?
As far as it takes me.
Do you always have discs when you travel?
Yes.
How many discs have you lost so far?
0.
Do you prefer to throw backhand or forehand?
Backhand.
What's your favorite drinking establishment in the Thousand Islands?
The Cornwall's Pub in Rockport.
Right on. Do you have fun?
I did.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, man.
How can you not have a favorite Canadian band?
I don't know. That stuck out for me too, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
anything.
sure. Just take the hip, whatever you want, something.
Healey Orr.
No, we don't have enough albums to, Yeah, you gotta. That's one of those questions where you gotta take a stand, man.
Corey is a solid dude.
Yeah.
And he helped us out a ton with the funnel and Wisers 3 this year.
Cool.
But still, it's just locked in.
Yeah.
Favorite Canadian band. Brian Adams, Michael Bublé, Shania Twain.
Sure.
Those are solo artists, not bands, but what are you
Artist,
gonna do?
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole bunch there. Neil Young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Read him and Neil.
Sure.
The Irish
Yeah.
Rovers.
Tons there. Yeah,
Sharon Lois and Brahm.
Yeah, right on.
How about Rush?
There you go.
Well, he's going to ponder that for a while, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing was great. The Rockport, like here, spring and summer are coming. So Cornwall's and Rockport, I love that place. Like, I haven't been there enough, but I think it's going to be on my list of things to do this year.
I agree.
It's a good hang.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, good wings.
I heard the best. I've had them. They're fantastic,
Yeah.
amazing. But I've never been there on a wing night.
It's a little bit crazy, like people coming in from all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's great.
But it's a
Yeah.
beautiful area too,
Yeah, it's
right?
nice. Yeah, it's
Like,
nice. It feels like it's one of those places where you feel like you've gone somewhere, but you haven't gone that far. Just
Right.
a little mini escape, if you will. Yeah.
I haven't been there in the summer. We've been there a couple times in the winter to meet friends from Kingston. It's a good midway
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Great place to stop. It's good food,
Yep.
big fan.
good beer.
Yep. I'm going there soon.
We should do a podcast from there.
Wing night.
Wing night, yeah, we won't be able to hear anything. What did you say?
I said 24 honey and garlic.
What do you think of his choice of Gabriel's?
Gabriel's is a solid pizza, but most answers are Luna or Thousand Islands. I've never had a Gabriel's pizza that I didn't like, so yeah, that's not a bad answer.
I do enjoy a Gabriel pizza, and I'll get those on a late night when I'm working. I'll pick one of those up on the way home because it's easy.
Yeah.
My favorite thing from Gabriel's is the East Coast Donair. Because honestly, it's the closest thing I get to back home.
Oh,
And
yeah?
it really is. Their original donair was okay, but the East Coast style that they did, it's pretty good.
Right.
It's a good touch for Brockville.
It's a good touch for Brockville
Is it
for sure.
is it the sauce? Is it what's that? What makes it make you think of that donair?
Well, their original Donair is very small, sort of like comp. This is just like it's got more meat.
Gotcha.
It's more
The
sauce.
right amount of sauce.
The right
It's
amount.
a good ratio.
Yeah.
Regulation size.
Regulation size, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've tried it. It's they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
flavor.
no, yeah, I had one, and I suggested you and Joanne try one because Joanne's from the East Coast, and she tried it, and she said it was acceptable.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the same as...
It's never gonna be the same.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, even during COVID, they had a live camera on a Donair place in Halifax.
King of Donairs,
that
yeah.
We used to, during COVID, because you were locked in, we would actually put that on and watch the Donair meat roast.
Wow.
Yeah, it was difficult times.
It was. It was a struggle for everybody.
But the worst part is you can't get one. Like, why do you torment yourself? Why do you watch it?
Right,
Like, if there was... So this place does hit the spot a little bit.
Okay.
It's got a reasonable touch.
Nice. What else? F9 as a starter disc. What do you guys think?
Oh, I had a big smirk on that one. I don't have a good time with my F discs. I had an F7, and I think I had an F9 that I threw like 4 times and gave up on.
Right.
It's funny. He got an F9, and then we immediately went out to the hill, Laurier Hill, hole 1. He throws it the very first time. And he basically, like, he almost aces the hole. He's like, oh, this is incredible. This is fantastic. And then every subsequent throw after that was just total garbage because he's got that big wingspan sidearm and he's just torquing it over.
Right.
But it was a perfect storm, perfect shot. He was just like, but hilarious.
I had some success with the F9 out of the gates too, and his favorite hole on 16. I've had some success early out of the gates, and then that disc has just come to let me down. So yeah, I could see it. There's a window there, but I think you might have said with the F9. I outgrew it.
Yeah, you'll outgrow it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was,
So it's good.
But
So
his
it's-
point is correct.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why
yeah.
I was asking for you guys' opinion.
It would probably be a better answer if it was your first driver.
Oh, yeah, okay.
As opposed to your first
That's
overall
probably
disc. But
his mindset was that. Right?
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Well, and with only 25 discs, I mean, he's hardly got anything.
1 year.
One
So
year,
let's do
though,
the
so-
math.
No. I mean, it's like 25. I mean, jeez.
No, I'm sorry. 25 discs 1 year, 4 years 40.
Right.
40? Did you see the symbolism there?
Yeah.
CN Tower, CN tunnels, trains going through tunnels. You see the symbolism there?
Okay. How about when you asked what's your best part other than an ace playing? That nice throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
That, you know what? Like number 18 at FLYBOY Canada 1, when you can tee off from the blue and get it almost to that cement,
Sewer.
whatever sewer thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
like I've only done it once, but I believe I'll be able to do it again.
Yeah.
And just to make that throw is like, yeah, this game's okay.
Yeah. Everything's going to line up that day, right?
Yeah, well,
that
that's
good throw.
usually the end of the day, and on 17, I probably went 3 over, so
Yeah.
18, I need something to bring me back up.
I love the fact that he doesn't have a pet peeve.
Yeah. He
1
seems
year,
like a
that's-
real nice guy.
He's
not
Oh, he hasn't played with me yet, though.
not irritated by anything. He's just loving life. Yeah. No, nothing bothers me. That's nice. That's good.
Yeah, he's got a good attitude out there, so.
He does. He's a great guy. Appreciate him taking the time to do it. Anything else from his? Any other takeaways from there?
Yeah, I really liked all of his answers, really. No, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, but we didn't answer, was he right about the tunnel? Is it more or less than 1,700 feet?
That's to be decided at the very end, just like what is the number 1 rule of disc golf.
Oh, so you have to watch the next episode?
You have to figure it out. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong. Rockport, we got to hit that
Yeah,
up
let's
big
do that.
time. Well, that's great, Corey. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. And just in case anybody out there is wondering if we've been drinking tonight, we have. We were given a bottle of maple vodka from a friend of mine, Al Peters, that came all the way from Nova Scotia. The brewery, the bottle's called I Got Tapped in Nova Scotia, right in line.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
Right in line with Donairs from Nova Scotia.
Yep.
So this is maple vodka, and it literally tastes like maple syrup.
Straight up out of the
So
bottle.
It's like drinking maple syrup. It's got a little bit of bite. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's delicious. Thank you, Al Peters.
Thanks, Al.
Cheers.
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 guys.
All right, guys. And with that, it's time to zip up the conversation for this week, and we'll see you on the next round.